On this day, we have a passage from Deuteronomy indicating the ancient law, but then we have the new lawgiver who also on a mount sits with authority. It is a passage from the Sermon on the Mount. You have heard that it was said to those of old, and on it goes. In this particular case, it's you will love your neighbour and hate your enemy. And then he proceeds to add, but I say unto you. It is his style. And to say that means that he is placing himself in not only the same seat as Moses, but a superior one. For he is the supreme lawgiver, and the Spirit of the same God inspired Moses in the first place. Therefore, the evangelical life, the gospel life, is of a superior tone. We go beyond just the bounds of duty, heroic charity, the gospel paradox. One day, St. Francis de Sales was aware that one of his priests was saying things behind his back and was a bit of a pastoral nuisance against him. However, he recognized that he had qualities, and eventually, when a vacancy became available, he pushed that he be made bishop there, and the other one found it out and burst into tears and realized what was, and this was the expression, the vengeance of the saints. We think that we are living the gospel, and yet how do we behave at the driving wheel, or at home, or in community? The Lord talks in this same passage about reserving our greetings for those who are dear to us. And then he goes on to the heroic one of also extending them to those who are not. The greeting in the Hebrew world was based on peace. It's still there actually in the expression Shalom Alech, peace unto you. A few days ago, I was writing to a young nun in enclosure, and to get the point across, I drew a little picture which went something like this: the aquarium. And this nun is enclosed, so she knows what the aquarium might be. And there were two little fish, both with a bright halo on top of their heads, and with a big official beam of smile on their big tooth-filled mouths wide open. And each was saying to the other, in the little balloon that goes from the image, Shalom Alech, and the other one is replying courteously, Shalom Alech. And then there was the asterisk for the simultaneous translation service, and it went something like this: go and boil your head in mustard, dear. The world of the soul, it's not heard, but the Lord hears it, and we can be in official prayer mode full of all kinds of naughty words, contaminating our prayer. And if that becomes the case in a place made for prayer, then Old Nick is having a field day. Shortly after ordination, with Frère Dominique, who had been ordained not long before me, we went to the nearby convent of Augustinian sisters, enclosed also and following the same rule. it was Liceto, a house actually doing very well to this day. A good spirit, good young vocations, and much beauty in the air, liturgical and also artistically. It's from there that come these little pictures that talk. They've gone all over the world by now. And Frère Dominique presided, and I preached at what we called this first Mass. It was a long promise that we'd made to celebrate after ordination together for them and with them. So he celebrated, or rather presided, and I concelebrated and preached. And this is what I told them, because it's valid for any house of prayer, especially enclosed and fully contemplative. This is a factory of love. The commodity produced here is love. And it was a simple message, loud and clear. But actually, praise God, they didn't need it, because it was a house of love. And one day I happened to be at the house of study in Rome, the link to Quattro Coronati, and I saw some of the young nuns from Liceto there with Sister Sophia, who then became abbess, also young. And I noticed behind the grill there, the bars that separated us, that they were actually spontaneously, as they were talking, putting their arms round her. And I thought, that is spontaneous, unforced charity. And that explains why at Liceto they drew other young ones. And it was a place where there was no obstacle to the Lord being praised and loved. Because it's the same heart that loves on the horizontal as loves on the vertical. And if it's not loving on the horizontal, it can't function properly either on the vertical. That applies to us and to every Christian soul this holy season. Abbiamo la lettura del libro dell'Antica Legge e poi abbiamo il Vangelo oggi della sua interpretazione. Il nuovo Mosè, anche seduto su una montagna, insegna. Voi avete sentito dire e poi, ma io vi dico. Parla specificamente oggi del comandamento di amare il prossimo, e poi fu interpretato dunque solo il prossimo, ma il Signore insegna che anche i nemici vanno amati, e va nella direzione del saluto dato a tutti. Il saluto ebraico era basato sulla pace, e questa si trova ancora l'espressione Shalom Aleich. L'altro giorno stavo scrivendo a una giovane monaca di clausura e indicando una cosa importante, la vita contemplativa. L'ho fatto così, un piccolo disegno di un acquario con pesci dentro, e questi due pesci con un'aureola sulla testa e un buon sorriso con denti grandi davano ognuno all'altro questo Shalom Aleich e l'altro Shalom Aleich. E poi c'era questa interpretazione, traduzione simultanea. Nella testa c'era questa espressione: va a abolire la tua testa nel mustarda, cara, indicando che la vita esterna è una cosa, però può essere anche contaminata da tutt'altra cosa, e quando questo può capitare anche in vita contemplativa, il demonio ha conquistato la casa, perché il cuore allora, facendo fatica a amare gli altri orizzontalmente, non può essere libero per amare Dio verticalmente. Anni fa il gran santo Francesco di Sales aveva un sacerdote che era un po' contro di lui e lo sapeva, però era un'anima di qualità umana e lo sapeva anche. E un giorno c'era un'opportunità di fare qualcosa per lui, era questo: cercavano un nome per una sede episcopale vacante e lui, il vescovo, il santo vescovo Ginevra, ha messo il suo nome. E quando l'altro l'ha saputo, lacrimando, ha capito cosa fosse la vendetta dei santi. Non dimentichiamo queste cose, che l'amore conquista le anime, è più forte del demonio. Noi, tenendo dentro rancore, anche con la bellezza esterna, facciamo il lavoro del demonio. Concludo. Nella vita contemplativa si può creare anche bellezza quotidiana, ufficiale, ma automatica. E questo fu esploso dal piccolo Placido quando ha detto una volta, allora leggo l'originale: comme un petit Placide commis un homicide par imprudence, il dit simplement: les vœux et la règle sont faits pour être observés et l'office pour être vécu. Per routine, entendant cela, fut tellement suffoqué qu'il tomba en apoplexie et mourut. Little Placide just said one day, the rule and the observances are to be kept, but prayer is to be lived. Brother Routine, hearing this, had a stroke and died of asphyxia. That could be our case too.
Apri le tue braccia, corri incontro al Padre. Oggi la sua casa sarà in festa per te. I tuoi occhi ricercano l'azzurro, giù una casa che aspetta il tuo ritorno e la pace tornerà. Questa è libertà. Apri le tue braccia, corri incontro al Padre. Oggi la tua casa sarà in festa per te. Oggi la sua casa sarà in festa